So Mr. Miyamoto should be fired from Nintendo. Yeah. Wait, what? Well, what is up, everybody? Bobby here, the Nintendo Guru, back yet again. Here we go. So, I've been seeing a lot of these articles lately, the past couple of weeks. Actually, I would say 3 weeks ago they started, like right when Star Fox Zero hit and the reviews started coming out and things were bad. A lot of people were saying that like maybe it's time for Mr. Wow. A lot of people were saying like maybe it's time for Mr. Miyamoto to kind of like walk away and be done with Nintendo and don't do anything anymore. And I just gotta look at you and go, are you nuts? Like, this guy is the godfather of Nintendo. He's created and touched some of the most amazing games you'll ever play. Ever. It doesn't matter, for the next 20 years, some of the greatest games you'll ever get your hands on, he created and he touched. So, he had a bad game. Yes, absolutely. Star Fox Zero is, yeah. I'm not gonna be an apologist for it. I'm not gonna say anything that I loved it or anything like that. Like, it was an okay game. I enjoyed a little bit of my time with it. I can't say that I loved it by any stretch of imagination. But at the same time, I don't turn around and go, well, he's off his rocker, he needs to go. He did what Nintendo asked him to do. Was it perfect? No. Did it work? I don't feel it did. There's people out there that do feel it did. But I don't feel like he should be fired or let go because of that. He is older, yes. He probably is closer to retirement. Like in the United States, he would be retired by now. I believe he's 70 years old, if I'm not mistaken. So if that's the case, and people feel he should be fired, I don't feel like he has nothing to offer to Nintendo. Now, I'm not saying he should be creating games from scratch, day one, and all that stuff. I feel like the things that he's done for the Wii U, like helping with the Quick Start program, like basically that menu, the Quick Start menu, when you log in and you go and it like puts you right into a game, like he helped with that. The OS, making it move quicker, because in the beginning when that Wii U first launched, it was like 30 seconds to go from screen to screen. Like, it was bad. It was bad. So, that said, like, if people are looking at him to go and like, well, he's been there for too long and he doesn't have any good ideas, I just want to point to one example. One example. Mr. Tezuka, who, for those that don't know, worked with Mr. Miyamoto on the original Super Mario Brothers. He was an assistant director on Super Mario Brothers. Him and Mr. Miyamoto worked hand in hand together to create the original Super Mario Brothers. He was also involved in like The Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, all these games. So all the games that you love that Mr. Miyamoto was director on and creator of and all that stuff, so was Mr. Tezuka. But Mr. Tezuka had just come off a great game that he put out, because he just did Yoshi's Woolly World. Nobody can look at Yoshi's Woolly World and go, you know what? That man has to go. That's horrible. Why? Because he did what Nintendo asked. Nintendo came to him and said, we want to revamp the Yoshi story. We want to include yarn. We want it to be a little bit harder than the old time, you know, the way Yoshi's games have gotten. And he did that. He knocked it out the park. Mr. Miyamoto did what Nintendo asked because the Nintendo fans wanted a reason for the gamepad. You can't blame the man. He did what was asked. Was it perfect? No. Nintendo should have said, look it, we need to change this. This isn't working. We don't like it. We have our killer, you know, we have our games that prove that we need the gamepad with Mario Maker and Splatoon. We're good to go. Move forward. Don't worry about this stuff. They didn't. They kept him down that course. Perhaps he had more say-so than the average guy did, and he just pushed and pushed and pushed. I don't know. You don't know. We weren't there. But at the end of the day, for people on the internet to point the finger at him and go, he needs to go, I think he is a legend. I feel like he is one of those guys that you never get rid of. He doesn't go until he decides it's time to go. You know, at the end of the day, I think that like he should be allowed to stay until he decides it's time for me to go. He shouldn't be given big projects to oversee anymore. I think that's a mistake. And that just comes with, I don't think he has, I don't want to say the want or the desire, but maybe he just doesn't have the ability to put in the long hours that he once did when he was younger. And I don't know, maybe he does. But I don't think you tell the man he's fired. I don't think you tell the man to get out of here. I think you just leave him be and let him go. If you're not willing to fire Mr. Tezuka, then you shouldn't be willing to fire Mr. Miyamoto. And shame on anybody that says that they should. That's my opinion. So let me know down below. Do you agree with my opinion? Should Mr. Miyamoto be okay for now until eternity? Like, when would you say time to go? It's not like he's running Nintendo per se and doing all these crazy wacky things, you know, whatever. So follow me on Twitter at Nintendo Gurus. Like, share, subscribe, please. All that good stuff, please. That's all. See me later.